Hello everyone, it is me, and today I'm going to be doing another The True King of TikTok Speaks, and this is a response by a TikTok user by the name of Fancy. Now he's done a video talking about the King Ian drama, and he mainly was discussing and talking about me and Steve Harrison, so I kind of just want to debunk some of the things he said and give my point of view on the situation. Now, before I do that, I will give him credit where credit is due. He did insult me and call me a name, which is quite clever but quite simple. You know, I'm surprised no one has called me this before, or Ian Moore has, or any of his mods. And basically said he's called me a bellend, so I'll give you credit where credit is due. I have changed my name now to Bellend Media, so I will give you that. I have changed it since I thought it was clever and witty. But yes, and also I want to say another thing. It is a shame though. It's a shame, because halfway through the video, I was agreeing with you, because I wasn't really, no, don't think agreeing with you was the right word, but I could understand where you were coming from, since you were saying like, losers are wasting time, just annoying someone, and you said you were an outsider looking in, and I thought you were just some random guy just viewing it all, just seeing our videos on your for you page, and I thought, this guy just thinks we're wasting our time. And he just doesn't care. Just think we're wasting our time, like I said before. And I thought, fair enough. I thought that's a fine response to have, and that we are no better than him. So I thought, I did like the video, and I was actually going to comment like you were spot on, just as a funny joke. But then he put his account on private, so I couldn't. But it's a shame since he started actually standing up for him, because I thought, like I said before, though, he said he was an outsider looking in. So I thought he was just going to say, look, Ian is a loser, but so are you all for spending all your time trying to annoy him. I thought which in my opinion is a fine response. I don't mind people thinking that. So yeah, it's a shame how it changed. The atmosphere did certainly change. So I just want to say some things about what Fancy said. One of the things he said about to me is that I post propaganda, and that other videos I post of Ian on TikTok are out of context. That isn't necessarily true. Like, for some of the videos, fair enough. That's a fine opinion to have, since I do every now and again when Ian says something really hypocritical. I do videos which are called King Ian Talks About Himself for like the 5th time, so on and so forth. But for the most part, I usually do record the conversation beforehand, what we would talk about before. So you should know this by now, but Ian on YouTube reads his comments, and then someone usually ask him something about the current situation regarding him and the trolls, and I record beforehand, and I record to the end. So for the most part, no, I do actually record it in its full context, and so I don't think it's fair saying I do it. I record videos out of context, because I really don't. Yes, I do give him comebacks and reply to some of the stuff he said when he's just lying or being hypocritical. But for the most part, I do not take him out of context. Another thing he said as well is that me and Steve are sad. Like I said before, though, I wouldn't mind that opinion if you wasn't sticking up for Ian. Like, you can't call us sad losers and stick up for a guy who only left his house once a year and is living in his own filth, practically speaking. So you can't call people losers and sad when you're sticking up for someone like Ian. Another thing he said is that I stay there through the whole entire stream, ready to screen record. Now, that isn't entirely true. What I usually do is that I usually just, like, every now and again, I check up on him, see what he's doing, and I usually go back when he is talking and not sing, because usually the singing parts are pointless. The only good thing he sung in a while was I'm Living in a Box, which was quite funny that he actually fell for it. But for the most part, I just skip through most of it. I just kind of like go through, and if he says something interesting, I will post it. So I don't actually stay there for the whole entire stream. So yeah, but that's just a minor criticism, because that isn't necessarily true, but you wouldn't know. Another thing he said is that me and Steve are taking it too far by going to his house. Now, that was not me. That was not me. I didn't go to flats. That wasn't me. That was Ponzi, Vile, Morton, Gramps. Those are people who did that. I didn't go, and I don't even mass report his videos. So I don't even really affect his income as such. And I never doxed him either. I had never done that, not even to his mod. So I always find it quite bizarre that people always say that even Ian thinks Steve is the worst, like the worst. He hates Steve. He hates Steve, and I find that quite funny since like if you're going to talk about trolls, he's probably the most pure troll out of all the trolls. Since all he does is do like not even somewhat clever comebacks, not even really insulting him, just kind of like points out some of the mistakes he made. And so I don't get that. Like, fair enough, you can argue about me because I say some stuff is more harsh than what Steve says. But other than that, I'm quite pure. I'm like one of the nicer trolls. Like, I don't dox, I don't mass report, and so yeah. That's only I have to say for that part. Since I always find it weird that certainly Ian and certainly you as well think that we are the worst when certainly we aren't. I think there's a big difference between screen recording videos that are public for the internet to see and going to someone's house. But even then, as long as it's not anything to do with vandalizing, I don't see it's really much of an issue. Because lots of the stuff he does, he puts on himself. To be fair, since he always tells trolls and like Steve Harrison to come to his house. So I don't get what you think is not going to happen. Because some people will generally go to his flat since it's well known where he lives. And the last thing I want to really to debunk is the fact that he said that Ian could probably get us done. The trolls. Now, no, not really. He really couldn't, since if that happened, then lots of stuff that Ian did, he would probably get done by. Since the reason why we call him a predator, like technically speaking, lawfully, no, he isn't. But the picture, I'm not sure you've seen this picture, but there's an inappropriate picture of Ian that he sent to a 17-year-old. Now, technically, he could sleep with that individual, but sending inappropriate pictures is illegal. That's a crime. That's objectively a crime. That's why you have to be 18 if you want to do anything sexual as a career. Be a porno star. For instance. So he did commit a crime, and if you're one of the people who think doxing is illegal, I know it's a massive debate. Like some people say, no, doxing isn't illegal as long as the information is public. Like on Facebook, for instance, no, say no, it isn't illegal. Ian has done that himself. He did, and I will actually post a video afterwards. After I do this, I'll post a video of Ian doxing people in the past. So he, at the end of the day, he isn't really any better than anyone else, and he also does mass report. He mass report me quite a lot of times, and he's admitted it. But I don't even mass report him because why should I? So yeah. Another thing. And also, like, when you're saying that we could get done for slander, Ian could as well. That's another thing that I want to talk about. Ian always, certainly for Steve, Ian says that he's a human trafficker and he's a fraudster. Like that could, if Steve and me and all the rest will get done for slander, he will get done for slander as well. Because it's the law. You have to be completely objective. So if we're going to get done for slander, he certainly is as well. Yeah, so that's all I have to say. But however, before that, I want to say conspiracy that you could possibly be either John, the guy who always sticks up for him, or Ian Moore partner. Because Ian Moore has talked about with says that he's a partner and he has blue eyes, so you could be that partner. I'm not saying you are. So yeah, that's all I really have to say. Although, it's a shame since you should have asked for our points of view first, since, Ian isn't a good guy. And, if you think we are bad people, then he is certainly bad as well. So, yeah, that's all I have to say. It's a shame as well, since, like I said before, halfway through the video, I was agreeing with you. I didn't really have an issue with you. But when he started sticking up for Ian, acting like he's some innocent saint, he isn't. And either way, though, he been lots of people. Old mod says that he's, he has 2 bank cards which he uses to gamble, which so the Dollar Department doesn't know. So yeah, that's another factor that I forgot to say before. So yeah, that's all I have to say. I'm looking forward to your response if you want to respond to it. So yeah, goodbye.